the volume. Turn up the volume. You've arrived at the destination for all things Kentucky. This is the Bleed Blue Network Podcast.
Hey there, BBN. Welcome back to another episode of the BBN Ladies Unleashed. I am here with Autumn and a new co-host, Ashley. How are you guys today?
Good.
Great. It's good to be back. And Ashley, good to get to talk to you and chat with you today.
I am excited. This is my very first time being on a podcast.
Well, I remember when I was trying to do the women's spaces, you hopped in. And
I did. We did that once. Yeah. But, this is like my first official podcast. I have actually worked behind the scenes and done podcast management.
Okay.
So I've worked with a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I've never been on a podcast. So I'm excited tonight to get to hop in and join and talk to you both.
Well, we are very happy you're here. It's good times, good laughs every time. So it's fine. All right. We didn't know if we were going to mention this, but I'm going to throw it out there and they might look at me like, oh my God, what are you doing? The new revenue sharing laws were kind of introduced today, was out today, passed today, whatever. We have our opinions on it, but you know what? What we want to know are what are your opinions, listeners, BBN? What are you thinking about these and how do you feel about them, future of them and so on? And then maybe we'll talk about this on a future episode when we, there's more details kind of laid out there. Because it's a very touchy subject. So we're not going to dive into that. We're not going to do that. And we did discuss this before recording and we're like, we're not doing it. I'm like, we're doing it right now. We're adjusting it right now. Surprise, guys.
Surprise.
But because it does deal with women and men's, so women's team, they just played on
Auburn.
They played Auburn on Sunday. What were your thoughts on that game? Did you guys get to watch it?
I watched it.
I went back and watched highlights.
What are your thoughts?
I just keep falling more and more in love with this team. I've never been, outside of like UK volleyball, I've really never been a big women's sport watcher. Like I would always keep up with it, obviously. But I've never been a watcher. And Kenny Brooks and his team have like just changed my opinion. I feel like the Auburn game, a big takeaway, and not just the Auburn game, but other games, it's like it's a block party. Like these women are playing hardcore defense and it's exciting and it gets you up out of your seat. I think they play a fun style just like our men do. And I think they're really changing the narrative on not just women's basketball, but just women's sports in general.
So with that point about changing people's mind, like my dad was like, he's like, did you watch the game? And I was like, you watched the game? Like, what? Like, what is this? He was like, yeah. He was like, again, it was Sunday and, he was like, I was looking for something to watch, but he was like, wow. He was like, they're really exciting, and I have to say that I am a part of another Kentucky basketball group and we've been together since Cal left. And the other days, one of the trolls in the group, and again, we know he's a troll, but he came out and said, yeah, we love them. He came out and said that women's sports are terrible and we should get rid of them. And I was so proud of the boys in the group came out and were like, no, you can have opinions, but that is the wrong one. And, because wrong. You're like, wrong. But and even a couple years ago, I don't think we would have seen that,
No, you're right. We wouldn't have.
So I was like, wow. I was like, look how much this has changed. And, just the perception of women's sports. And even with Kentucky sports, we're seeing that, with Kenny Brooks and his team and Georgia, Amore and things like that has just really, I guess, the team has taken on like her identity and things like that. So I think it's just really giving a love for the sport where it might not have been there before.
feel like it was sort of there when Mitchell was there, right? Like
Yes.
there was a following for the team, but they never could quite get over the hump. And then when Ryan was there, like they were like, "Oh my God, like she's amazing!" Like they followed her, and then it took a nosedive, and I was like, "Okay, like we can't go backward from where we were." And like I know I've talked about Kenny Brooks so much, but he has brought a swag, a certifiable swag back to this program, and Georgia Amore, D-Law, Clara Strack, like they all have this like vibe about them. And I love watching them play. Like I love watching them play so much. I watch every game I can, like if I'm not busy or whatever. They're fantastic. And Autumn, you mentioned Block Party.
Yeah.
W for the social media team, because that put out today was fantastic.
So good.
Watch it? Yes.
Okay.
So good. I love that. The social media has been on fire this season.
Straight fire this season. Like W for the social media team, because they're so good this season. So good. Now the women's team does go to Georgia this Sunday. We all know how we feel about playing at Georgia. Okay, we have bad memories about playing at Georgia. I'm hoping that it's not the same wackadoodle free throw discrepancy that we have been witnessing. But maybe it's just Georgia. I don't know. I will say, Georgia, they're hit or miss. They have lost two people. They lost to Florida by 16. They beat Missouri by 2. They lost to Mississippi State by 11. Vandy beat them 108-82. Good Lord. All right then. So, how are we feeling about this matchup with Georgia, even though it's at Georgia?
I mean, I trust Kenny Brooks to take them down there and win the game. Like, I feel like, every time he wins another game in the SEC, I mean, that is just a huge statement for him in the program. But again, Georgia's one of those things, men or women's, like, you don't know what's going to happen until the game starts playing. Because again, are they going to have like the men's team and have that free throw discrepancy, which made it nearly impossible for us to try to even come back and win that game?
I'll just keep my mouth closed on that.
I just let out the biggest eye roll ever, in case you guys are wondering. Okay.
That's why they're laughing,
Yeah, I definitely am confident that they'll go down, barring any outside discrepancies from certain people that may or may not affect a game. But I really do think they'll go down there, and just looking at what competition has been versus the teams that we've played. Like, I just think, and that they've played, I think that if we go in and we just, continue to play the game that they've been playing all year, I think it'll be an easy win.
Yeah. And also, AP poll, what does the women's team need to do to break the top 10? What is going on?
What was it, like 3 or 4 weeks where we literally stayed at 16 and we had one loss in that whole entire span?
And now we are 4-0 in the SEC, still only one loss, and we cannot. What do we got to do? Do we need to like throw some money your way? Like, what's happening? Because the women's team is not being respected right now, and it's a travesty. Like, I don't get it.
I had mentioned that too, and I was like, what do the women need to do to move up in the polls? Because I mean, like, they're exciting, they're fun, and no respect whatsoever. And I don't know. And I thought the more time we would win in the SEC, I mean, 4 wins already. We're only one of 3 teams. No other team has lost, right? The 3 undefeated in the SEC. And I was like, surely. I think a week.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. And last time I checked, there was 3 undefeated in the women's SEC. But I was like, seriously, I was like, what do we have to do?
I don't understand. Like, I don't know if it's because they're still like trying to trust the Kenny Bucks process if they don't trust what he's done so far. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, because we have beat really good teams. And we've had one off at UNC, but we've never had a game even close to that. That was like literally a one-off, and ever the game has been all cylinders a go. So like, I don't understand. So if you have any ideas, BBN, and drop them in the comments. We drop this tomorrow, because I don't know why they're not top 10. Like, I don't get it.
And hopefully the team and the coaching staff, they just take it as motivation to just go out and continue to prove, the national media and the AP voters wrong. So, fine, you think we're not good enough, we'll show you. And so I'm excited to see how the rest of the SEC season for them plays out. I'm excited to see how they stack up and compare to the other undefeateds in the league, obviously South Carolina. And I like in the terms of a previous coach, I like my team.
Oh, that was slid in there really nice. I appreciate that. All right, speaking of SEC, staying on that trend, the men had a huge win on Tuesday against Texas A&M. Now, I understand that they were missing Wade Taylor was out. I get that, but they gave Alabama all they wanted on Saturday in that game. So, granted, Alabama was at A&M, but still, we all know Wade Taylor, right? He's their best player by far. He's a bucket. He gets things done when they need to be done. So, for UK to win that game the way they did, and to also out-rebound Texas A&M, I think speaks volumes for the team growth. The past 2 games rebounding has gotten so much better. And I'm excited to kind of see where that trend continues.
I think that they really took the Michael Jordan meme seriously. The people were calling him soft. So they're like, and we took that personally.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Take it personally then. Yeah.
I love it. And not Cal, sorry. Oh, I don't know if you all watched the pre-game Alabama press conference. And he talked about how there's joy in the growth. And so it's been wonderful to be able to see the growth of this team, especially on rebounding, playing, not being as soft and things like that. So it's been wonderful to see that.
Yeah. And I think with that, along with the coaching, it's not just, this is the problem. They have to figure it out. They need to put in more work. I think, didn't they come up with like a rebounding award? Yeah. And so whoever has the most rebounds in a game, they have that specific award. So it's like things the coaching staff are doing to try to not only develop and get our players where they need to be, but to motivate them and make it fun. And I think that sometimes everybody forgets that at the end of the day, they're still kids, even at 21 and 22. Like, you're still kid. They're still a kid. You still need to, motivate them and have fun and keep them loose. And I think that that's something that the coaching staff is really good at.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I said this on my last podcast too with Rando. Like, Amari Williams catches so much hate. But if you do his per 40-minute numbers, they're actually ridiculous. Like, he is no slouch. He takes it seriously. Okay.
Sorry, I was gonna say currently, obviously the season's not over, but currently isn't he he's like second all time currently in like percentage of rebounds or something. I saw a tweet out there.
There's a graphic drop the other day about that, and that was like per 40 minutes, and like he's not slacking when it comes to rebounding. I mean, he's just not playing the 40 minutes a game because Pope has a good rotation between him and BG, and sometimes Carr's on at the 5 depending on the matchups, right? So he's not playing the 35, 36 minutes, whatever that like a good true big man like Oscar would do. He's not playing that. But I also am really proud of the guards rebounding. Like J-Rob had 8 rebounds against A&M. And that's
Yep.
huge because I felt like before that was missing from the team. Like they were wanting one person to rebound it, everyone wasn't, and we were missing so many. So
Yeah, I agree absolutely. I mean, J-Rob, his growth, you know, the most points he scored over any 2 game period in his career, the rebounding, the confidence that he has now. I mean, we're a completely different team when J-Rob plays like this.
oh yeah. And if you put him and Bray in the court at the same time, who are you going to guard? Like, who are you going to focus on the most, right? You have the best shooter in college basketball, and you got a guy that's on an absolute heater.
Yeah.
So pick your poison, right? And then and that's not to mention that no, like first team can shoot as well, right? Like Butler can shoot, Owe can shoot, Carr can shoot, BG can shoot too. Like, hello,
Yes.
hello, BG, what's up?
And threes now? He's hit 4 now, I think? That's great. Awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of another player that, I think sometimes does get a little slack, but like recently, his growth, I think, only improves the team and I think will definitely be huge in March, but is BG. I think the minutes that he's played recently, not only defensively but offensively have just been huge. And it's been awesome to see him step up and step into that role. And, I think moving forward with him and Amari, if BG continues to improve and continues, the path that he's on between him and Amari, like come March, like I really think our team can be scary good.
I love BG, and he has got a chip on his shoulder, but he comes off as very sweet and innocent, but he's got a chip, and I love it. Like he's like, no, we're not doing this. Like you're not messing with me. Another player is kind of like he's really shined to me lately, even though if he's not scoring as Ansley. Like even if he's not hitting threes, although the 3 at Mississippi State, yeah boy. He fights in the paint for every rebound. Like he's in there every single time, trying to box somebody out. Even make the tap out. Like he's doing the dirty work, and it's starting to show that he's putting that effort in.
Yeah, I made a tweet, a couple days ago, or maybe last week sometime, but I think there will be a game that we win late in the season because of Ainsley. I think he is a big like quote unquote secret weapon because he probably doesn't get a lot of time, as other teams prepare, like coaches aren't calling out his number as much. But I think what he brings and his skill set to the team is so important. And I think I'll mark it right now, mark the time and the date. I think Almanor will be the reason we win a late game in March.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
7:30 on January 16th, 2025.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So obviously we got the win against A&M. I called that our payback game from last year's SEC tournament. That was revenge. Okay. Believe me, Buzz Williams drives me bonkers.
Yes.
Biggest crybaby. Like his bench was chirping and talking the entire time. And as soon as J-Rob said something, he was like, guys, they're being mean. Like, come on.
Yeah. Big time Satterfield vibes with the whole L down thing. That's how I feel about Buzz Williams in that game.
Yeah.
I hope that we play them in the SEC tournament, and I hope that our fans can come up with some kind of pointing or something that we can do to rile him up during that game. I mean,
We need that. Yes, we need that. Yeah, he was just not to mention he sweats like I don't know what.
I was about to say, and his sweating and his face gets so red and he get it looks like he's about to explode. Like, calm down.
Shout out to Roy Coleman.
And then he has the assistant coach, Colonel Mustard, there who does.
Yes.
Listen, I thought he looked like Jack Black and Jumanji.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
he does.
Bowser. I was like, hold on, when is Jack Black on your sideline?
Well, whatever happened at A&M with him and Robinson, I'm glad Robinson kind of got to show out that game and to show, I'm still here and I'm thriving. I'm glad he got to have his little smack talk. I wish he would have done it more. But I'm glad J-Rob had a really good game.
Same. But we have another massive game on Saturday against Alabama. This one might be a track meet. Like this one, if both teams are hitting the shots, it might be like a 115 to 120 type of game. Like it might be up there because offensively both teams are ridiculous. And we've obviously played Alabama before. Mark Sears is so good. And it's gonna defense is gonna be so important. It's gonna be so important to limit.
Will there be defense played in that game by either team?
I don't know, but
We want defense played?
Well, I mean,
the Florida game was so much fun. I mean, do we need defense? I mean,
here's the problem, okay? Like, at one point, we need a break from these close games.
Yes,
please. My heart, I cannot. Okay, like I get in a spot and I don't move because I'm like, oh my god, if I move, something's gonna go wrong, and then we're just gonna go the way. I can't move. I can't breathe.
Yep.
A slight break, please.
I am the exact same way. I just sit there and I'm like, oh no, I'm now stuck in this position because I think it's gonna end. But Mark Poe keeps saying, he's like, I got rid of my superstitions, and I'm like, well, I don't think the rest of us have. It's like, I think we all have them.
Not your fan base has not. We are extremely superstitious down to the point where I wore a sweatshirt one time, then I lost a game and I have not worn that sweatshirt since, especially on a game day. I refuse. I'm like, no, that's bad luck now. I can't do that.
Yeah, but I don't know what I think this game is going to be. I think if everybody plays well, I think obviously we have a good chance as anybody. I think offensively in the league, we come the closest to competing with Alabama. I think, like you said, it will come down to defense. The few possessions that teams get stops are gonna be huge. Those few possessions. But yeah, I definitely think it will be a track meet. I think it will be definitely in the 90s, if not above.
I think it's go above. I think it depends. All right. So here's the thing: if our boys show up, which they typically do at home, typically at home they show up, they show out. But Bama's gonna be very motivated. They lost 2 in a row so far, right? I think that's correct. Let me double check and make sure. Don't come for me. Don't come for me, BBN. I'm double checking my.
Wait, I know Ole Miss.
Yeah, just Ole Miss recently, but I don't know about the other one.
Yeah, they lost 2 in a row. No, I like Ole Miss just beat them, but they have lost 2 this year. So yeah, Ole Miss beat them by 10. So again, I fact checked myself. I knew I was wrong. It's fine. But Nate Oates does not like to lose, obviously, especially 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And was it last year that they came to Rupp and did not go well for them?
2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Was it 2022 with Kellen Grady?
Well, but didn't we play him with Rob and Reed?
I know people were showing highlights today, but were we at home or away? I think we had to won last year because I think they were showing clips of it, but now I can't remember.
I don't remember. To be fair, that's a little bit ago, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So, I think we did play him last year, possibly. But I think it might have been an away game. But like you said, it's been a minute, and my brain tends to block out seasons that we don't necessarily do well in March. So,
Oh, I am the same way. Oh, okay. So final score last year, I just looked it up. It was 117 to 95.
oh,
So
so
we won.
yeah, so it
And
definitely didn't go well for them last year.
yeah, it
And
definitely did
it
not.
was at home. It was at home.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was they came to Rupp, and it was, yeah, once, good God, that was dirty of us.
Yeah, so
That
Yeah, that was dirty of us. Yeah, that, wow.
so
Anyways,
I will take that same score Saturday. Us
yes.
okay.
117. So
Okay. Are they going to score above 100?
I think they will. I think it'll be. I think both teams are going to score above 100. But again, I will change my mind depending on who the refs are.
Ugh, that's a good point.
Yeah. So again, depending on who's going to be the ref Saturday, will depend on if I think we're going to get over 100 points or not.
Yeah, because we have Pat Adams. He just worried about his own TV time to, call a decent game.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is a new, and again, the terrible start times we've had this year, an 11 o'clock game for the Florida, and now we have a noon game to play Alabama.
well, I don't know why some of our Saturday games are so early. Like,
Yeah.
Especially with those matchups like
Yeah.
Florida and Alabama. Like those are two of the best SEC games that are of those weekends, and for it to be early games is weird.
Well, after the Florida game, I think it was like the SEC commissioner came out and says, "Oh, we didn't really realize that Kentucky and Florida like had such a, a history." And they're like, we gave Kentucky the I guess the home and away games that we played twice each other, teams that were closer to them geographically. And we're like,
Mhm.
"What? Like why?" I mean, it is much better for us to play Florida twice um, than who do we have this year twice? I know we have Tennessee twice, and who is their other one? I don't even know off the top of my head.
it's Tennessee twice. We play Alabama twice too.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we play Alabama twice because we have to go to Alabama
Oh, that's
on the
fun.
22nd of February. Um, so, and then, yeah, Tennessee, yeah, that's it, I think.
Mhm.
But the thing about the Alabama too is they are also a very good offensive rebounding team.
Mhm.
So the boys are going to have to keep up this newfound rebounding prowess that they've kind of found, in order, I think, to also, win this game. And I like to equate Grant Nelson with Andrew Carr. They're kind of like the same type of player. They
Mhm.
shoot, they take the ball inside, they post up. Um, I think that will be a very, if they're going to each other, which I think they will, that'll be a very interesting matchup, between Grant Nelson and Andrew Carr on Saturday.
Are we at all worried about the fact that this will now be his third game with a back issue? And I saw again today that he's not practicing, you know.
Hope mentioned that at least, yeah, but at least after this game, he gets a week off.
Yeah.
So if we can make it through Saturday, we get a week off. So,
Well,
but yeah, I mean,
between Andrew Carr's back being whatever, and then Butler got beat the crap up against A&M. That boy's on the floor, but I don't know what. I don't know. He was always on the floor. I'm like, what are we doing?
Always put
When
some bubble wrap on him.
he grabbed his knee, I swear my heart stopped.
Oh, I
I was like,
said he's hurt. He's hurt.
I
And
was like,
John and
oh my
my
God, oh my God, oh my God.
yeah, my
No, please
husband was
don't.
like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "He's hurt."
well, you know what I said? I just looked around. I was like, I don't care whose limb you have to give Butler, but you are going to give him a knee that works and get him back out there. I was like, we can't have him out.
Legs, I promise. Like, here, I'll loan them to you.
Yeah. I was like, he can't be out. So like he doesn't have an option. So whatever they need to do, whatever miracles these players need to happen, I was like, we need them. I'm sorry, with Kerr being out, we don't have any more guards really. And
it was bad. Like I was like, and they feel again, and I was like, I swear, if you walk out of this game limping like crazy, I don't know what the fan base is going to do. Like we're going to collectively have a meltdown. Like collectively have a meltdown together in a little circle.
Yeah.
You're gonna see little prayer circles pop up on the TL again. Prayers for Butler's legs, like on the circles again. I'm like, okay. But that also brings me to score predictions for this game. I know, actually, you said you're taking the same score of last year as for us having 117.
I think in a perfect game, we would be like 117 to maybe like 110,
Okay.
you know. But again, as I said, depending on who the refs are, then that's going to be thrown out the window. As soon as I know who the refs are, then that's going to be thrown out the window. So.
Like, oh my God.
You know who I would love for it to be Jackson again.
Yeah.
You know, I think 3 games in a row, I would love to see Jackson, so I'm going to say Jackson.
Otto?
Goodness. We talked about superstitions earlier, and so far this year, every time I've predicted, like, oh, it's going to be a track meet, it's going to be this, it's like we end up our 2 or 3 games that we've had in like the 80s and 70s. So a part of me wants to like pick a low score, and then hopefully like that like somehow Mystic Universe powers makes us win. But I'll keep my biased fan hound off of it, and I'll give my honest opinion, and I hate to do this because it hurts my heart, but I think it's going to be a Bama win coming off of that loss. I think it's going to be close. I think it will be 106 to 93 Alabama.
Whoa!
Our home court?
Yes, I just coming off, it hurts my heart. I hate it, but I'm trying to think logically. I've been told that I don't do that a lot, so I'm trying to do it more. Just coming off of that loss, like you said, Nate Oates and their teams, they don't lose back-to-back SEC games often. I think they're going to be hungry. I think that, yeah, I'm going to pick it and hope and pray that I'm wrong, and then everybody can troll me. You can at me on Twitter at Autumn_Michael. You can at me all you want, and I will take it. Give me
business,
all.
girl. Yes. Stand on business.
Give it all to me. You can tell me how terrible I am and how I don't know anything. I'll take it, and I hope that I'm wrong.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that one. All right. So you know what it is? I know it's reverse psychology, and I'm all here for it. Like I'm here for it. Yes. I have a number in my head. I don't know why. I'm feeling like a 103 to like 99 win for the Cats. I think Owe is due for a monster game. He has scored double digits every game this season. Last game, most of those came by free throws.
He was falling to that.
He was like, please foul me. Please foul me. Please. I feel like they will have a hard time with him. Especially if he gets in that dog mentality that he has. I can see him having a huge game. He is my MVP for the game. I am Cats by 90 every game. I don't care who we're playing. Cats by 90. So I'm like, we're winning every game. I don't even care. I don't even care. So, but we did post about some questions today, and we did get a couple of them. The first question was, how do we think about the denim uniforms?
Stay in the 90s.
Listen. I get the nostalgia of them. Okay, I understand the nostalgia of the uniforms, the significance of the meaning for them. But listen, guys, BBN, they're not it. They're not it, okay? They were an iconic moment then, and you know what? They should just be remembered as an iconic moment. I please don't. You're gonna come for me. That's fine. I don't care. But it's just not a great look. Like they're not it. But I respect the moment in time, what they represent, the year. Like I respect all of that. But those uniforms just ain't it. They just ain't it.
No, I agree with you. I think they should stay in the past. I think that they should be buried, not resurrected. Like you said, let the iconic moment be remembered.
What do you think, Ashley?
So I know, like, I remember when they came out. Like, I remember, like, watching the game. The team comes out in these denim uniforms being like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this? You know, I would love to see if we're gonna do denim, like a reimagined, like not how they were, but like a little bit of denim on them, but mostly white. So like, you know, like do like a checkerboard with the denims on the side. You know,
Don't say checkerboard. You're gonna burn freaking Twitter down.
no. Again, I don't like checkerboard, but I'm just saying if we're gonna do something, you know, do a little bit on the side or something. Like we don't need like full on denim uniforms. But obviously, okay, so we know we have denim uniforms because they've already leaked that we do have them. It's just whenever we get to wear them. When do we think that's going to happen? 'Cause it's going to happen. I mean, we're going to wear them. I mean, that's.
To be fair, it'd be pretty iconic to wear them when they play Arkansas on February 1st.
Yeah.
That was my guess.
That was like that would be the moment to wear them. If anything, just to inject even more energy in the building, right? Listen, you calling for checkerboards with denim, ma'am? That will start a revolution on the freaking timeline. Like,
instant meltdown.
Already a dirty word.
So they're gonna, you know, I have seen that people don't like our current uniforms so much that they're like, let's go back to what was it, 2015, 16? Or
those were sick, though.
Yeah. So, but like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like some of the others, like that uniform. You know, add a little denim to that, and then like we'll be good. And then you know. But I would, you know, we have had so many like really nice, clean, like I think that are just like perfect uniforms, and then they come out with whatever, and then I look and I'm jealous of all the other teams with these like really cool jerseys, and then we get stuck with whatever our current ones are.
The way that I need a black alternate uniform, like the way that I need this, like I need a black alternate uniform. Alternate. What was I even saying? Alternate uniform, like desperately. So, Kentucky uniform people, design people, please. You won't ever hear this, but I'm putting it out in the universe. Give us one of those, please.
All black too. For me, black on black. Like just go all out
and do like a blue outline. Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
Yes. Yeah.
So you know, and I hate that people like black's not our color. Yes. Black is one of our colors. Like it is one of our Kentucky colors. Like,
yeah, I need that. Anyways, next question. Let me see. Okay, this one was, what are our thoughts on Travis Perry stepping into the backup point guard role for now and holding his own?
I mean, it's every Kentucky fan's dream to see a Kentucky boy, you know, coming in and holding his own, you know, in a point guard position. I mean, I think that that's living the dream. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see him improve. You know, I'm no longer screaming at the TV saying, please take him out. You know, um, so I mean, but again, the joy is in watching them grow, you know, to use Pope's words, you know, we're watching them grow, you know, as players and things like that. So, you know, it's been great to see that.
Yeah, I definitely think he's grown tremendously from the start of the season till now. And even from when Kerr got hurt until now, seeing the confidence there, especially offensively, I don't think he hurts us. I don't think we drop down, a ton when he's on the floor offensively. Obviously, the only problem that I have and the only time I do scream at my TV is just defensively. I think we saw it against A&M. They really exploited him off the pick and rolls and getting him in switches and things like that. But like I said, he's has improved in that still. Like, yes, he's still getting beat some, but he has improved, and his improvement is only going to help us down the road.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's nice to see him coming and knocking down shots confidently. He's like, he's not seems as afraid to shoot it now. Like, it's like he had a couple go through the hoop, then he's like, this is familiar. I remember this. Let's keep doing this, right?
Yeah.
And yes, defensively the liability, but he's not going to be Butler. There's no one going to be Butler. Like, he is a defensive specialist, right? So even if Travis Perry can come in and give Butler a 2-3 minute rest, score us 3-6 points when he's in there.
Yep.
That's all we need from him. We don't need him to come in and play doing kind of like heroics. Also, they keep looking at me. I just got sent a tweet about Florida men's basketball. The assistant, Taurine Green, faces sexual assault allegations, according to ESPN. Florida men's basketball, what are we doing down there? What's going on?
So first the head coach, now the assistant.
What is happening? What is happening?
I mean, was this the same? I mean, again, obviously, I haven't read this. Is this the same time frame? Like, were they going after this
right now?
Yeah. Well, but again, I wonder if because again, the allegations didn't come out about Todd Golden, but had happened, for a while before. But again,
let me see. This supposedly happened in March of 2024.
So isn't that around when Todd Golden was too?
Like, I think that's when his came out. Yeah, I don't know for sure when his allegations supposedly happened. But Florida, stop being Florida, please. What are we doing?
Par for the course for Florida.
Like, y'all, you guys have a great team. Like, what is going on? Like, you're gonna not ruin, but you're gonna overshadow the team with this behavior.
But I mean, but apparently there's not going to be any. I mean, what they're going to throw the assistant coach under the bus over this.
Well, I guess this is different though from the head coach. Like, this was. So this is being accused of a University of Florida athletics department employee.
Oh wow,
that's even bigger. That goes a whole other level step, whatever. Florida, get it together. We're gonna need you guys to get it together. Okay, this is nonsense. Stop this right now. We cannot handle this. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Florida. I got that text and I was like, oh.
I kept seeing your face. I was like, what is happening?
I made the craziest face and I was like, I am so sorry. I will get to it in a minute, I promise. But yeah, no, that was, we only had a couple of questions. Granted, I didn't post it with a lot of time, but you know what? It's fine.
I have my own question if you all are up to it.
Lay it on us. What's up?
Okay. So something that my husband and I love to sit around and talk about is players in the SEC that we feel like should have a 401k and a mortgage and have been around for seems like 20 years. And I have my top 3. I'm anxious. I'll wait to share it. I want to hear what players in the SEC are you you've been here, you should have a family.
Janai Broom, number 1. Janai Broom. Receding hairline and all, baby. Listen, you've been here 30 years. Okay.
Yes.
And Wade Taylor the 4th, for sure.
Yeah.
Tennessee finally kicked their geriatrics out, thank God. The last couple of years, but those 2 for sure have been in the SEC forever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wade was mine. He's 2 or 3. But it's funny that you said Tennessee. My number one, and my husband's a Tennessee fan, so I always like to give him crap.
Ugh.
My number one is the Kai Ziegler. I swear he's
Oh,
been there for 100 years. He's short, but he looks like an old man with braids.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, can he just go on to take out his retirement? It's time for you to go on, Grandpa.
Is he finally a senior?
He is. He is
Okay.
a senior.
God, I could have sworn he was a sophomore for like 3 years. Like,
Exactly.
but
Well,
they finally got rid of that one guy that was there forever. From last year, Muscovy or whatever. And then the year before
yeah.
that, they had that one player. What was his name? The kid we all hated?
Fulkerson.
Yeah,
Oh.
Folky, that's right. He was there for, I know for sure, 6 years. Because he even bragged about coming back for
At
6 years.
least.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
that's not
feel
to brag
I feel so sorry for you that have to know all these players, Autumn. That you have to know the names of the Tennessee players. So I have family in Knoxville too. They've only realized that there was a basketball team since their coach. And now I just blanked on their coach's name. But prior to that, they only knew they had a football team. And then all of a sudden, they knew that they had a basketball team. And I was like, really? I was like, you don't know any other time? But they're very funny. One time I was going down to my aunt and uncle's house, and they said, hey, before we go out and do anything, do you mind if we watch the Tennessee football game? I said, no problem. I said, absolutely. I'd love to sit down and watch for you. As long as you don't mind, I'm going to cheer for LSU. And it's like, sure. I was like, this is fun. So I think LSU won that game, but I was like, sure, I'm absolutely going to cheer. I was like, I'm never cheering for Tennessee, but yeah. So
Can't do that. I don't care.
Mm.
I don't care. All right. Well, this has been a fantastic episode full of laughs. It was so much fun. We got to make fun of some people, give our predictions. We want to know your predictions for the game on Saturday. I need your score predictions, your MVPs, if you want to throw anything else out there. Oh, I know. When do you think we are going to debut the denim uniforms? I think the Arkansas game. I think that'd be the best game to do them. But again, that's just my opinion. So whatever. But Autumn and Ashley, thank you for joining me on this episode of BBN Ladies Unleashed. It will drop Friday at 8 a.m. and we'll put the tweets out and get it out there for everyone to listen to. And as always, Cats by 90 and go Cats.
Go Cats. Bye, y'all.
go Cats. Bye.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Bleed Blue Network podcast. We hope you enjoyed diving deep into the world of Kentucky sports with us. Don't forget to stay connected by following us on Twitter at BleedBNation. Your feedback means the world to us. So take a moment to leave a review. Not only does it help us improve, but it also helps others discover the show. Until next time, keep cheering, keep listening, and keep bleeding blue.